And anybody else that's listening is old as fuck, but you got a ridiculous ass black bitch who's smiling and thinking it's fine to say dumb shit like that because her mom and daddy old as fuck too by that logic.
Who's
and only
the ridiculous ass black bitch?
Welcome back to the channel, guys. We have Tommy Sotomayor on this panel, and he's always a good time, so let's just jump right into it.
Hey, Tommy.
You.
And then you can jump in. Go ahead, sis. Finish your statement. Go ahead.
Just saying, I don't know what man would get on here and just start talking out of his mind like that. That shit sounds crazy. I know men your age, they don't even think about the shit you talk about. They don't have time for that. They doing things for the community, doing other shit. They're not talking like that. They're not referring to their own women as bees and other chicks as hoes for no apparent reason. They're not doing that. They're just not doing that, especially at that age. I don't know if you would like somebody talking to your daughter like that out the blue, out of nowhere. I don't know.
Now, just to be clear,
So he's gonna jump in and help this nigga out.
Just to be clear, I haven't said anything yet.
I thought he would stop her from talking over you like he did me, but I'm wrong.
That's
I haven't said anything yet.
I thought he'd stop her from talking over you like he did me.
You're literally
time out. Who?
You told me to hold on, let her finish.
I said let her finish. What?
And I did.
I'm not, but what you talking about now though?
Then he started talking. She won't let him finish.
So this pause thinking that you were gonna jump back in, like I said, right? And then Angry Man jumped in, and then sis was saying that.
Hold on, sir. She didn't ask me.
What I'm telling you is, I thought you were gonna go back in. You understand? What I'm saying is, good brother, listen to what I'm saying. I said, all I'm saying is, I thought you said, listen to what I'm saying. 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 I thought you were gonna go back in. Angry Man chimed in, and that's why she said, "Is Angry Man sticking up for you?" That's all that was. What I'm saying is, it was actually your turn to rebuttal. That was the discrepancy there. That's it. That's why I didn't say anything.
Okay, then let me rebuttal then.
Yeah, well, that was sis was saying.
Rebuttal her saying, I came up to insult when I didn't insult any of them because I didn't know them. Then she turned around right after saying it, saying, you old as fuck. So in the black community, somebody gets to tell you old as fuck as an insult. Now, mind you, this woman who got the sour puss of the year, once hearing back old as fuck, said, first smile. And have y'all noticed that a lot of black women's first smile is when they're insulting you? When they see some brothers fighting, they will smile. And what they tried to do was encourage brothers to fight. And let me explain. First words out of their mouth was y'all dick riding. Because if you didn't go at me, I'm going to make sure you do. Then the second thing was Angry Man just jumped in and said, well, let me try to explain something. That's all he got out of his mouth. I know you ain't taking up for this nigga. Well, nobody would have said that if some woman had said that to her.
And he's absolutely right. He's absolutely right. Every time when I'm watching these panels, the ladies have free range, especially if they're black women. They have free range to say whatever they want. They be so disrespectful, so loud and obnoxious. They can just keep on talking. Another person who does this is Jazz from Anton's podcast. They just jump in and just say whatever they want. And then if somebody gives them pushback, then it's a problem. We just heard this woman say, the Angry Man tried to come in and just say something, which is fine because they're on a panel. And she's like, I know you're not going to stick up for this N-word. But nobody's going to call that out. The guy, DJ Hemp, God bless his brother. I don't really know who he is, but the fact that he didn't say anything during that, so she can call him a name. And I see this done a lot in the black community. It's perfectly fine for the women to be just as rude and nasty as they want to be. This is just like Western culture. It's not just black women, but I just see it more so in the black community. They can be just as rude and say whatever they want to a black man. But then as soon as he stands up for himself, then it's a problem. Which is why Kevin Samuels was so polarizing, because he gave them the same energy that they would give him when they would call up to the show. Let's keep it going.
If somebody had said, well, let me tell you what I think, nobody would have said, I know you ain't taking up for this bitch. Then want to talk about
Facts.
Men in the community, but can refer to a black man as a nigga.
Facts.
But then if somebody calls one a bitch, that's a problem. See, black men, what y'all need to understand is just like my man from the Steve Harvey show, Mr. Santana, Merlin Santana. Mm-hmm. You can end up dead very easily dealing with these women because they really will ask you to jump out the window and fight a cause that they're upset about. If you hear something I say that bothers you, you will go to the crowd and say, y'all ain't mad about this? Well, why do we have to be mad? Because you're mad. Somebody can call me Crispy and Blackie all day. You don't have to be mad because it bothered me. You don't have to be mad because they call me old as fuck. So what I should do now is elicit all the other people like Angry Man because we the same age. We old as fuck. And anybody else that's listening is old as fuck. But you got a ridiculous ass black bitch who's smiling and thinking it's fine to say dumb shit like that because her mom and daddy old as fuck too by that logic.
Who's
and only
the ridiculous ass black bitch?
There it is. There it is. I knew it was coming. You see how they can hurl insults? They can insult you all day long. But as soon as you give them a taste of their own medicine, now they can't handle it. She said, look at her. She completely disregarded everything he said. She didn't have anything to say. As soon as he called her something out of her name, which is what she did to him first, now it's a problem. Let's keep it going.
Age at which you got is a problem. As a matter of fact, I'm old as fuck, bitch, and I'm rich as fuck. So both of them should let you know something.
Okay. So he just nasty. I'm out. He nasty.
Yeah, I'm out too. Like I'm not dealing with this.
So everybody, this is ridiculous. So everybody is just gonna leave because he's giving her the same. And look at Angry Man. Angry Man's face. He's smiling because he knows that this is completely ridiculous. Now all the women are up in arms. Now all of them, we gotta go. We gotta leave. But they didn't say anything when she called Tommy out of his name. They didn't say anything.
This is stupid. This is nasty, and no, I'm good.
So she can call me a nigga, but I can't say bitch. I did not call out her name till she called me a nigga.
You did.
You don't call me out my name.
You referred to us as hoes. You don't recall?
No. You don't call me out my name.
Memory missing, isn't it? Your memory lacking?
That's
memory lacking. You see now. You called us.
Man. You don't call me out my name. Don't call back out yours.
Now, if there was something going on before, I didn't see it or I didn't hear it, so I don't know if he did call them a hoe. But I'm just going off of what this video is.
I don't
respect y'all black hoes because you sit around trying to be mad at people that ain't bothered.
We ain't gonna be too many more black hoes. Like, what do you think we're gonna sit up here in the light, sit there and say bitches and hoes that's on this panel? I'm not trying to upset you. What I'm saying is, it won't be tolerated. I'm about to log off.
So, hold on, let me see. I just want to understand.
But they can't take it.
So, Tommy, question: what is your overall objective?
In what?
Like when you come up with the presentation, I think it is very charismatic and entertaining, right? But I think you also have a way of antagonizing what you know to be true. So what is the objective though? Is it just to be entertaining or to convey a real message to people that want to listen?
I do both. When I came up here, we were talking about a subject and I wanted to talk about that subject. I watched what everyone else said. Mm-hmm. I listened to what everyone said. I wanted to jump in on why it is that a lot of women are thinking that men aren't approaching them and why men actually aren't. And that's what my line was when I came in. My whole speech was that. You can go back and listen. That's all it was. Okay. Was talking about both sides and how it's seen. Now, someone gets upset at how you present your side, but I don't know them. And as I presented it, guess what I got? Questions about my whole personal life. Because you can't be with a woman or a black woman talking like you talk. But then they were wrong. But I didn't mind because I know what people do. If they don't like what you say, they personally attack you instead of attack what you said.
And this is what happens with a lot of debates with men and women. If a woman doesn't like what you say, I'm not going to say all the time, but I'm saying like just in the current society that we have right now, when we're trying to have these conversations about men and women and marriage and everything, if a woman does not like what you say, then she will immediately go to attacking you instead of defeating your point with her own logic and thinking. She'll go to, who hurt you? What's wrong with your upbringing? Oh, you don't get any girls. Oh, you must not have sex. oh, you must only like white girls. And like they continue to, instead of beating the point that you're bringing to them, they can't do it. So they just go into insults. And then what they want you to do is to get so upset that you start throwing insults back. And then they'll say, see, you're the problem.
Tell me what I said that was wrong.
Facts.
They won't. It's the personal attack. You old as fuck. And I know men who help in the community. Yet you got men on the computer right now at 12:12 at night, and they ain't helping the community. They sitting here talking about nothing on YouTube. Let's call it what it is. Ain't now Negro up here on the community. We on the line.
All right, Tony. So do you have any solutions? Like you've already stated the issues. Do you have any solutions?
Give me a problem, I'll give you a solution. I promise.
Give me one. You already talked about all the problems with black women.
No, asking you, tell me one, and let's go back. So the audience can understand. You give me one that you said.
You talked a lot about the issue. I'm just asking, can you now have a discussion about bridging the gap, about solution? Yes. That's all I want. Please present that.
And that's why I asked you, hold my feet to the fire. Present me the problem. I'll present you the solution. That way the audience can follow it.
Like she's rolling her eyes, but what he's saying is just common sense. If you give me the problem, then I will give you the solution. But instead of giving him the problem, she's doing what a lot of women do, is just beat around the bush and just not give him what he's asking. Like, I don't understand how some, not all, but some women love to make the simplest things more complicated than what they have to be. He's asking for the issue so that he can give you the solution to it, since things sort of got derailed a little bit. Let's see if she does it.
Just tell me, do I have solutions? That's a cop-out.
We've been talking about the problem all night long. You said you were listening.
Tell me one of the... If you won't present me with one, then I can't present you with a solution. If you've been talking about it all night,
present a problem while you were talking for the past, I'm asking, didn't you not present a problem for the past 20 minutes?
If you're not going to present it, then I'm not going to present it.
I think it's credibility.
Hold on. Let me, because now that we on a solution, I want to hold on, Mike. Hold on, Mike. That's all. So, Tommy, do you think that a key parameter is the fact that one thing that you said that stuck out was like the women are just, for all intents and purposes, black women are mean. That's kind of one thing I gathered. Do you think that would be a catalyst? Like if they just changed their disposition, do you think that we would have much more success in our relationships?
Yeah, but it's funny. In my diatribe, which I will call it, I did offer a solution. I said, if people started listening and took the emotion out, I said, when people are talking, hear them, see where they're coming from and why they are saying it that way. And if you don't know, ask them. Instead of even characterizing what they say, why do you say that? Force them to explain why they say the things that they're saying. See, I'm a guy who has this thing called a psychology degree. And in the process, sometimes you do things to get a response, to elicit a response.
Yes.
And what I do is this. If people are trying to say that black women don't have an attitude, do you know what I did? Came up here to see if I can pull it out. Because if they didn't have one, then I'd be wrong. And then you look and say, see, he tried to trigger us and it didn't work.
Yeah.
He's the one making things up. Just like the first time I started working at IBM, they thought I was a dumb country nigga. And I understood that. I didn't have a degree in IT. I had a degree in psychology. But when I started talking, just like if I don't know how many of y'all saw this last Friday, I was on Fox News Network. Mm-hmm. You saw me on there with Jesse Waters, looking good. You stop laughing. I was on Fox and they was asking me questions and I'd be killing it. Or if you seen my movie, A Fatherless American, you say, oh my God. Or you see me with Russell Simmons or you see me with T.D. Jakes and you say, that ain't be the same man that just called them bitches hoes. Well, it's not. That was the environment. See, I was raised by a pastor, but I still cuss. And I'll cuss, and as soon as my mom walk in the door, I'll stop cussing.
So wait a minute, Tommy, you're saying the environment up on this panel is because you say a lot, I'm just trying to really piece it together. You're saying so the environment on this panel caused you to start to all black bitches and hoes and whatnot.
At what place did I say that?
Earlier, you actually addressed.
No, I said, at what place did I say the environment on the panel made me say something?
No, you said the environment. No, you said the environment.
Listen, I said that I wanted to either show that
I heard that part. But you said it's also about the environment. So if you heard that part,
you understood when I said I came to list it. Either that would happen or it wouldn't. So it would either prove my point and everyone else's point, or it wouldn't.
You did say that, but you also said the environment. You're reacting to the environment because if you're on Fox News versus if you're on TD Jakes, it's the environment that pulls something out of you. Correct?
No. I know these people. I did not. I know my mom. So when my mom walks in, I know
what TD Jakes and Fox News. When you're on TD
Jakes, I know him personally. Didn't hear me? I know him just like when I went on Jesse Waters' show. I know the show. I know the format. Just like this, I know the show and I know the format. Anybody just like my man Angry Man or Trigger Mike, they literally know. That's why the people sent money before I spoke, because they knew.
How do you, but we don't, but you said you know the show. You haven't even been on our panel.
No. So, all right, let me answer. Let me answer really quick. If he was watching even for 20, 30 minutes, if he saw when Angry Man came up, he knew what type of time it was, right? And so what he did was he tried to elicit a response to show the reason why we are so far apart in our relationships. And he used that tactic and it seemingly worked.
But here's the thing.
Before Angry Man jumps in, do you see how well men are able to listen? Tommy wasn't even talking to DJ Hamp. He was just listening. And he completely, not only did he understand what Tommy was saying, he was able to articulate it and repeat it in a form that maybe Gentle Love would be able to receive. But because so many ladies just cannot listen, they're just incapable of listening, she misses it. But they say that we have the communication problem. But men built the world. We just saw firsthand experience how this man was able to repeat what Tommy was saying. And Tommy was talking for like a while, but he was still able to take it, summarize it, and repeat it. While Gentle Love, I don't know if she was being legit or if she's just trying to be funny, but she could not understand what he was saying. And this is why so many men just do not like talking to women.
This is what I was going to say earlier. And I'm not dick riding, number one. But what I was going to say earlier is that you guys didn't realize it. But the whole reason why I came up on the panel to give some support to either man and the rest of the guys is because y'all were being really disrespectful. You just don't think you were. You may not have been calling people out of their names and stuff, but you were stopping guys in the middle of their sentence. Like, do you have a point? Or are you going to say like it was disrespectful?
I was asking there's a question because typically if you come up here, you're trying to engage the female panel. And that's why I was asking, is there a question? Because he did talk for quite a while. Well, I was literally asking, is there a question you have for us?
Well, no, love, that's not the instance I was talking about. I'm not talking about the back and forth you just had with Tommy.
He's talking about me, love.
I'm talking about earlier when either man was given an explanation for something that was asked, y'all were cutting him off and telling him how to answer, how to speak, like you were frustrated with him talking. And I'm like, why are y'all doing that? That's the whole reason why I came up here hot the way I did, because it here's the thing with the whole social dynamic between black men and black women, right? Y'all may not see it because it's a norm. It's a cultural norm. But black women talk to black men as if we're children.
Facts.
As if we're little boys. Like you have to constantly stop us mid-sentence or if you don't agree with what we're saying, you try to shut us down instead of allowing us to express ourselves and say what's on our mind. And it's really annoying. Now, not every guy is going to react the way I would or the way Tommy would. Most black men are conditioned to accept that.
He is right. Angry Man is right. Majority of black men in America are conditioned because we're raised by so many just single mothers, because either they ran the man off or they chose a bad man to procreate with. So we're stuck being raised by single mothers. In the black community, it is haram. It's damn near a biblical sin to go against a black woman. They can do whatever they want to do. We can even see it. There are times and instances where I'll give you a perfect example. Sha'Carri Richardson. Her boyfriend was trying to save her from being arrested. And even she was still trying to hang him out to dry in front of the cops. She was ready to lie on this man, who was also another professional athlete, how she is. He was ready to lie. I mean, she was ready to lie on this man. And for what? Just to get out of trouble? She doesn't, like, y'all, so many women act like they just don't. This isn't race specific, but so many women just act like they don't care. Black men are raised to just either disregard bad behavior or take it and don't say anything about it.
And so they'll sit back and they'll adjust. They'll adjust to whatever it is you're trying to get them to do. You see what I'm saying? But guys like me or Tommy, we're not going to do that. We're gonna push back, and that's when the blow up happens. That's when the why are you talking to, all of that stuff. You feel what I'm saying? And y'all don't realize when y'all are being disrespectful. You don't. But you're quick to call out men when you think they're disrespectful.
Is that a woman thing or is that a culture thing? Was that men to men, women to women? Is that a culture thing or just women?
It depends. It's a cultural thing. It's a cultural thing where you see it a lot in black women, but now because of the fact you have so many boys raised by black women, you see it in the men too. So it's become a cultural thing where you can't have, like, if you see two black people out in public somewhere at the gas station or something, and they get into a disagreement, you got to wonder if somebody going to start shooting, because they don't have the ability to speak to each other in a respectful manner or engage in actually
healthy debate.
What's it called? Not healthy debate. Is conflict resolution. You don't see that. You feel what I'm saying? Because
we don't know how to de-escalate. We don't know how to, like, the brother right there, the DJ. It could have went left. He de-escalated the situation between me and him when I was talking about what Angry Man said. And we moved on past it. Nobody even had to acknowledge it. Think about that. He wasn't happy with what I said.
I watched the Weaker Vessel podcast, Angry Man, with you guys. There's a lot of older gentlemen up there. And you guys just did a horrible job, with communicating and letting each other speak. And some of y'all were crying, going back and forth with UT. It was just all men up there. So I just wanted to point that out. That
goes back to what I just. That goes back to what I.
Let me interject this really quick. But what Tommy was just talking about was the example that we want to perpetuate. So to go back to that, like, why not let Tommy finish that point? Because that could have got volatile, right?
Because it's deflection. Tommy just gave a real in-time experience of what just happened. And instead of just acknowledging it, she's going to deflect and put it on something else. Because God forbid it only be on the ladies. They always have to figure out a way to bring men into it. There's never going to be a time where we can just say, ladies, y'all need to do this, and then that's it. Without them, their rebuttal being, well, what about men? Well, what about men? When they have been saying men need to change and do all this other stuff for decades, men don't say, well, what about women? We just take it. Okay, fine. If the shoe fits, we wear it. If not, we just ignore the information and keep on going about our day.
There was so many things that could be taken the wrong way. Like, remember when I dropped him down, he could have felt some type of way about that, et cetera, et cetera. But he know what we trying to understand intent.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's why it can get to a place of here.
Well, as a man, I knew what you had to do. What you had to do. Okay. As a man, I knew you had to do what you had to do. And as a man, I also respect It's your platform. Remember, it used to be a thing, and that's what Angry Man was trying to say. And this ain't me dick riding him. It's when sometimes when men agree, and I think that's a problem in our community, that they don't allow men to agree. Black men, have y'all noticed when y'all agree, y'all dick riding? But when women agree, we never say they clit riding. We allow them to agree if they agree on logic. Men, if you agree but you disagree with that woman, you're somehow a fag, sassy, or whatever word they want to use, but they're going to challenge your manhood because you're agreeing with a man that disagrees with them. Right? Angry Man said the reason why he...
But, and then to add on top of that, a lot of women feel like they're being like attacked. They're like, oh, I'm being attacked. Like this is a mob. If not just one person, now I have two men disagreeing with what I say. Oh, they must be misogynist. Instead of looking at it and being like, well, maybe my point just really isn't that good. They say, oh, this man's a misogynist. They're ganging up on me because they just cannot accept the fact that they are wrong, or that a man is trying to give them information to make them better. They just can't accept it. They can't.
He argues with a lot of those men that you brought up was because a lot of those men were raised by black women, and hence you get that. And what DJ Hamp was trying to say was, if y'all ask me specifically for, do you have any resolutions? Well, when a resolution was presented, you went back to where a resolution wasn't. You didn't say, well, that is true. We could all live in that space of where we may feel a little disrespected, but we could all take a step back and see how we got here, and let's see if we can move forward. I can tell you one of the friendliest faces I've seen since I've been here, and I don't know why, and I've seen her cringe when I say some things and shake her head when I say some things. The woman named Taesty. I don't know her, but I pay attention to faces.
It's Tay. To me.
How do you say it?
It's Tay. Hamp did that to me.
Tasty. That's the name. Hey, Tasty.
Yeah, but she, some of the shit I said she was.
Yeah, and sis, the show The Weaker Vessel, yeah, there was a lot of disagreeing, there was a lot of arguing, there was a lot of back and forth, and I had a headache after that show. But that was a prime example of what I was just talking about, how it becomes a cultural thing. And I'm not saying I'm exempt from that. I was brought up in the culture too. So I have to fight against doing that, but it's hard to fight against doing that when you got other guys on the panel that are also engaging in that, when there's no voice of reason, to try to bring it back. Hamp did a pretty good job of bringing it back a few times, but even after that, a lot of the guys, we still were able to come to some sort of resolution and not be, just cursing each other out and shit.
Yeah, but let me add to that.
About it. While they saying you dick riding, wasn't it a point when me and you was at each other?
Oh, we was at each other, yeah.
As men. But have you noticed, and then look at something like this. You and I acted like nothing fucking happened after it was done, like it ran its course.
Yeah.
Oprah Winfrey was asked why her and Whoopi Goldberg don't get along. She didn't know and remember. She just knew they hadn't talked in 20 years.
Exactly. But that's the point, though. That's the point. That was what I was going to say. And I think when women, like this thing that we do where women will throw what men do back, this is what the equality narrative has done. Men, you realize we always come back to general consensus. On the congressional floor, they used to come to blows, arguing their points, but they'll come back the next day. You see what I'm saying? That is the nature of men. What we do when we talk to each other, and we're
facts. The majority of men really don't have a problem with each other, even if they get into some type of argument. And the perfect place you can go to see this is like the barbershop. Even if they have some type of argument, once like it's out onto the floor, it's over, right? How many times we see like Floyd Mayweather fighting Conor McGregor, right? That was the biggest trash talking. Like you would think that they hated each other, that they would kill each other if they had a chance. But then as soon as the fight was over, the next time you see them hugged up, taking pictures, laughing and joking. Majority of men, they like, listen, let's just get this frustration out and then we're just going to get back to how it was. Women don't do that because they have their feelings involved into it. They say I'm gonna be mad until I can't be mad anymore, until I die, because of my feelings.
Ousting, and where our aggression is natural. It's how it comes out. It may even come out as physical aggression. That's not natural.
But that Trigger Mike, that's why on the Weaker Vessel show, and Hamp probably remember this, I said, I see what the problem is. We all need to be in person so we can just fight.
Yep.
Now, I didn't say that because I just want to be violent. I said that because sometimes that's what men got to do in order to finally respect each other. You feel what I'm saying?
Yep. You know what?
Jeff Brown was on one of y'all show. Jeff Brown had told a story that I was going to kill myself over a white woman, tried to embarrass me over a lie that he told on Corey Holcomb's show. He finally came onto that show and said, you know what? I just did that because I was cool with Corey and them. And I said that to try to make you look bad. It was done with me. And that shit happened 10 years ago. And for 10 years, he had people saying, Tommy tried to kill himself over a white woman. It was a complete lie. Just like how Chingy had his career ended because a dadgum transsexual went and said that him and her had a relationship. And it wasn't true. We do too much of that. But I'm one of those people where I don't hold grudges because I don't know these people. I tell people once I turn my camera off, my real life is here. I have 2 black daughters, and I love it when people say, you can't raise no black daughters. I got one going to college and one about to go to college. I got one I've never heard say a cuss word. She still look at me like I'm crazy when I say a cuss word. Dad. I always make fun of her, how she talk. Everybody's heard my daughter. She sounds like she way older than she is. The oldest one, she sounds like she way older than what she is. How does she sound like that? Because she was raised by a father who told her, just because the world might say something racist don't mean they're racist against you. You treat people how they treat you, not how a group tells you you're supposed to feel. So you don't make people that nobody can tell you that you dick riding somebody if they're right. And nobody can shame you into agreeing with something that's true. And we do too much trying to shame each other in the black community instead of correct each other, which is why you have a sexy red out there leading a generation. Which is why you have Blueface mom talking about she's doing her OnlyFans, and YMW Melly's mom saying she's doing the OnlyFans. And when you got a black woman, and again, me and Trigger Mike can understand this because we our family's from the motherland and we got trouble. We're not trying to act like we don't have trouble. We got our women over there doing the same thing y'all doing, where they putting anything on their head instead of their natural hair, where they doing all kinds of stuff. And it was one woman, she put a lace front on an infant because she wanted a cute hairstyle. And I said to myself, what? And that was the argument I was having with that McClure lady. I told her, I said, why do you have on all these weaves and wigs, lady, but your mixed children don't? Why your mixed children have so much better than yours? It ain't because they better than mine. I just want to switch it up. I said, but you don't want your kids to switch it up? I said, see, it's that kind of stuff that y'all won't listen to. You want, and then I watched all the black women sit there and say that they forgive her boyfriend or her husband, even though he was saying the most racist stuff against black folks. But a black man is a coon if he say anything about you wearing a weave. There are problems throughout the black community. And one of the 12 steps, the first of the 12 steps in alcoholism is you have to acknowledge that you're an alcoholic. And the reason why we're having the problems that we're having in black women leading STDs, kids out of wedlock, health, the death from heart-related diseases and obesity. One of the biggest ones, you're the most evicted in the United States.
And that number's going
and yet
up.
You get online trying to call somebody else a coon or he hate himself because he point that out. You will never solve a problem if you don't acknowledge the problem exists. And the biggest reason why when you date white men, you don't carry this baggage that you carry to us, you don't carry that attitude, because a white man don't have to deal with it because you can't tell him he hate himself because he don't like your attitude. The only reason it works on black men is because they were raised by single moms. Every black man that's raised with a father doesn't listen to that crap of you hate yourself because you don't like my attitude, that you hate yourself because you won't allow me to put weave on my head and our infant child.
I mean, which is facts, man. He's dropping jewels, man. He's dropping gems. The black women will say that a black man hates his skin color, that he hates his people, that he hates black women, all because he'll go and like date a white woman or something like that, right? But then they never say anything about other black women. That they don't say anything to Serena Williams. They give her props. They'll say, "Oh, you must hate yourself. You must hate the way you look." But then they'll do things in order to not look like a black woman. They'll put in colored contacts. They'll put hair on top of their hair, and then they'll use blonde hair. You're not blonde. So you have this white woman's hair with these white woman eyes, with these god-awful eyelashes. Y'all will do BBLs, all these different surgeries, because you don't like how you look. But then they'll turn around and say, but a black man hates how a black woman looks because he wants to date a Hispanic, or because he dates a Chinese woman. Oh, you must hate your mama. It doesn't make any sense.
To make our infant child hate themselves. Now I know it sounds weird.
Okay. Jesus.
One. Oh, I got an echo. Can I hear that echo or no?
Yeah.
There you go. Check. One inquiry I had. I need to read these super chats. One inquiry I had is E was pretty cordial, right? E usually stays in that type of frame. And he was being, cut off, things of that nature. Like we wanted him to get to his point. And then Angry Man comes on, right? And he's angry, or right? I mean, I'm just using his name, right? Angry Man was angry, right? Paul, just to sum it up. And then we don't like that, but then we also say Angry Man's attitude is more desirable. Yeah, we said we would take.
Yeah, but it wasn't around. That wasn't around the context.
I said based on, I asked the question. Remember, I said, who would you take based on their attitudes?
You said, but
there's an action. Sorry, go ahead. Sorry, I was just doing this, but what I'm saying is there's also certain level of attraction there too. So it wasn't all just his bravado and all of that. He's pretty attractive.
I know. Unfortunately, my question was based on their attitudes. Who would you pick? That was my question.
But all of it was encompassing in my mind, so we picked him. Period.
Do you see what I'm saying? Like, he asked a simple question, and instead of answering the question, she's like, I'm just going to give you the answer that I think you should have. I'm just not going to answer the question and not listen to the question. I'm just going to answer it how I think it should be answered. And she has, like, sis, I don't know, she's like the jazz of this podcast. She is the jazz from the Anton not morning show, but the Anton, whatever it is, his panels. She is the jazz of that panel. What she's saying isn't making any sense.
And I honestly thought you said, excluding what happened earlier that night, listen. Like excluding the interaction that he and I had, I thought you said excluding that, if you were to see them two side by side,
based on their attitudes is what I said.
Right, but I thought you said it. I could have sworn. Correct me if I'm wrong. I thought you said
I digress because now I asked a straight up question to go refer back to it, but now it's being spun around. So
we go back to attitude. I'd still pick him. Camp.
Okay, yeah. I mean, but you see, I'm now it's like I didn't say that. I mean,
I'm broke, baby. I ain't got no money.
Oh shit, brother! You understand? You're not. You're still getting the same.
Smell a motherfucker with money. Even Ray Charles can see you got money.
Chats real quick. Drop Bino with the 50 ball.
Party.
Shit like that. Tommy is the GOAT. He is the reason why I'm married.
Wow.
Tommy the GOAT. He is the reason why he said that shit twice. Rebel Rosen stood out. He just laughing. This at 11. This is at 12 o'clock. So that's when Tommy was on his diatribe. Rebel Rose said $2. He said, "Call me whatever." That shit was funny. That's when I think they were called dick riders. As Ava the $10 says, "You black men are being laughed at by white men. Do you think 19 Keys would ever speak that way?" Who is that? Spoon Zaza with the $5 says, "They claim they look like this because they're tired, but they literally look like this all day." Caesar's Palace with the $2 says Tommy never went after the ladies on here first. That was at 12:12. Sway producing with $2 says the intellectual integrity has dropped.
Look at the faces of the women. Just look at the faces while he's reading whatever. Even I don't know if you've been paying attention throughout this entire panel, but just look at their faces, and ask yourself: would you want to come home to this? Do you think that they're a safe space, quote unquote safe space? I hate that word, but that would you, if you have a problem, would you want to bring it to them? Do you think you can have a meaningful, productive conversation with these women? Tasty, maybe, but everybody else, look at them.
Quote from Lil Podcast. Double R Films and Tell says, Tommy, please apologize to sis for the B word, sir.
As long as they have rap songs that say the B word and women call themselves a bad bitch and all this, I will not apologize for using a word that they use to themselves. Just like black folks, if we want people to stop calling us niggas, we might need to stop calling ourselves that first.
Caesar's Palace with the $2. Double R. So black women can just say anything disrespectful.
Anything.
World of Clout with the $2 says, oh my God, the RP Menace is here. Great show, Hamp, no doubt. Lauren Mack with the $5. Shout out to Hamp and AM for bringing the combo back on track. Discourse can always be a teachable moment. Hank with the $2 says, hold your head up, Eater Man. Dana was dead wrong. That was at 12:30. Double R Films with the $2 says, Caesar's Palace. That's besides the point, man. Shit. Reese Anderson with the $2 says, big up Sotomayor. Been a fan a long time.
Stop dick riding.
Lauren Mack with the $5 says, no need for contention if what is said don't apply. AD Truth with the $5 says, love and sis roll their eyes every time the men agreed. Dang, sad. Reese Anderson with the $2 says, Tommy, you from Panama. You ain't from the motherland.
Panamanian, let me explain to him. I try to let him know. The Panamanians, we're from Ghana. We just came there by way of Ghana. They dropped us off there. So I'm not one to hide from my roots. A lot of people don't do it. A lot of people don't acknowledge where their roots are. That's my roots. We're Ghanaian. We just speak Spanish. That's it.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. Reese Anderson says Panamanians are Jamaican and Bayesian descent migrants.
Panamanians from everywhere, man. My wife is Panamanian.
Mm-hmm. Hell, I know a lot of people when they were like, they thought he's trying to be white, saying he's Panamanian. Most American blacks didn't even know that blacks were Panamanian. That is.
All right, guys, I'm gonna end it right there. If you haven't done so already, just hit that like button. It helps the channel out a lot. You have no idea. I mean, it costs you nothing. Just hit that like button. Also hit that subscribe. I'm gonna try to find some more of Tommy's videos. I actually like him, and I might get some Anton clips up here. Check out these videos next, and I'll see you on another one.